I wanted to come on today as I'm walking to share with you guys my own personal journey as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and then coming into motherhood, because I think that so much of our suffering and so much of the extra pressure we feel societally, not only as moms but in these other roles that we play, comes down to you subscribing to it. Hello, beautiful tribe, coming to you as we go on a walk, get some sun in our life. It has been a crazy last week, which is why I haven't uploaded a video. She's so happy. Say hi, Ocean. Your first appearance on my YouTube channel. Anyways, we are feeling the sun in this cold Utah weather, although those mountains are beautiful. But I wanted to come on today as I'm walking to share with you guys my own personal journey as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and then coming into motherhood, because I think that so much of our suffering and so much of the extra pressure we feel societally, not only as moms but in these other roles that we play, comes down to you subscribing to it. And I want to share with you guys some perspective shifts that has really helped me in motherhood, reclaim my power, let go of things that require my focus and attention that were draining my energy. So let me kind of just speak from my heart as we go walking. So before I became a mom, I definitely subscribed to what's called hustle porn as an entrepreneur, and my ego loved to acknowledge when I knew that I could outwork anyone that I personally knew and go to the depths of bootstrapping and all these hard things that a lot of people wouldn't put themselves through because of fear. I definitely went through that and knew that I could hustle and I could turn on and I could do whatever it takes to get what I needed done. At the stake, though, of a lot of the times my mental or emotional health, I have and had and continued having healthy habits and practices that kept me going, but without that I probably would have fallen apart. And I did have a lot of downward spirals along the way of pushing my threshold so far and then getting drained and then picking myself back up. So yes, that is an entrepreneurial journey in general, because so much unknown is along the way. You can have this perfect business plan, you can have this idea, but we all know that life doesn't happen that way, and neither does motherhood. So before I became a mom, I was always thinking about the things I needed to do, even when I was doing tasks that were on my to-do list. Yeah. And draining my energy because I didn't realize how much of my worth I attached to what I did in business, or how productive I was, or how many sales I could make. And it was like kind of hidden because I had been doing it for so long. It was like a blind spot in myself. I knew that I would have these emotional draining moments of like being like, I'm so exhausted, it'd be so much easier to just clock in and out and have a 9 to 5. But I'm glad I kept going, and I'm glad that I was able to kind of shift out of that because of motherhood. So let me share with you that journey. So I have Ocean, my sweet babe. She came a couple weeks early. If you want to watch my birth video, you can watch it. And by her coming a few weeks early, I had planned in that time to make a plan of how I was going to move forward in business and how I was going to move forward with my to-dos and that I had committed to in my business with partnerships and so on. And I didn't have that time. She came early. So I was like, hey, universe, you are here teaching me once again. And I'm here for it. But it was really difficult for me because I physically was healing, have this newborn. If you're a mother, you know, literally moms are superheroes because of the things that we go through, like the sleep deprivation and how much energy. It literally takes every piece of you to care for these newborns, to breastfeed while you're healing, while you're adjusting to this new life, this new role, because I'm a bonus mom of a beautiful 10-year-old, but this is my first time actually coming into motherhood biologically. So that was a huge, huge journey. So I'm sitting here coming into motherhood, having to observe my impulses, having to observe myself and realizing so much about how I operated before and not physically being able to have the energy to do what I used to do allowed me to self-reflect on how I used my energy in the past, and also not only prioritizing my energy because I have this new life to take care of, but also seeing where I had certain habits or attachments around my identity and where I felt validated and where I felt important, and not being able to be in that any longer and like letting that go. It was such a journey. So a few insights, a few things that helped me move through that transition phase was number one, setting boundaries. So it was scary for me to do this, but I did it. And the only, regret I have is not doing this sooner. I don't think you need to be a mom or have a baby to prioritize your energy like this, but I doubled my prices for my beauty business because I was like, you know what? My time is valuable. And not only that, I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm an educator and so on. So that was super helpful and in prioritizing my time and my energy. But also I realized that the reason I constantly felt drained and that I was never doing enough, and that when I was super productive and on top of it and like going at it, I felt so productive and I felt awesome and on top of the world, only to become drained and go through this cycle again because of this thing. Because I was building my business around society's expectation of what it means, what it looks like to be a business owner, and trying to meet someone else's, this external idea of a business. And then I was able to dismantle all that coming to motherhood and saying, why do I do business? I was able to recode my business as to not only why I do business, how I do business, boundaries around business, and really creating from a space of, this is a resource to my family. If it's taking away from my family, if it's not allowing me to be the mother that I want to be for Ocean, then I don't need to subscribe to it. I don't need to put this pressure on myself to do all these extra things, and knowing that there's going to be a phase, there's going to be a time where Ocean doesn't need me 24/7, and I'll be able to put more energy into that, and letting go of this identity around this hustle mentality and fully allowing myself to align with each moment and what energy I have to give to my business outside of caring for my baby. And so this is another reason why I love entrepreneurship, because I feel like if I worked for someone else, I wouldn't necessarily be able to set those standards for the life that I want and the life that I desire. And so if you're a new mom, I invite you, or a mom with a business, maybe not a new mom, maybe you're a new business owner and you're a mom and you're feeling exhausted, or you're feeling drained, or you're feeling like I can't do both. What expectations are you putting on yourself around your business? Are you trying to be a new mom, or you have young babies that just need your attention more, and you're putting pressure on yourself to get to $1 million business or to build to 6 figures right now? Maybe it's not time, and that's okay. Yeah. And that's okay. Your worth is not defined by the numbers. Your worth is not defined by where you are and knowing it's okay to ask for help if you do want to put more energy into that. And nothing is right or wrong. It's really just coming back home into your heart and saying, what are my needs right now? What is the most important thing? And I know for me personally, caring for her, being the primary caregiver in the day-to-day, moment by moment, breastfeeding, caring for her, everything was important for me. And so I'm only taking a few clients and doing a few trainings here and there, but I don't let that define my worth, because I know deep down that everything I do in my life is by choice. So I'm going to be conscious about it, and I'm going to consciously choose to work less and maybe make a little less money, but in return, I get to be with her. I get to raise her. I've been able to be there for every milestone. And so know that if you're living or creating your business from a place of FOMO, like you're putting pressure on yourself as a mom to do more, and you don't have the energy for it, why are you doing it in the first place? Recode your business. Ask yourself, what is it that I truly desire as a mother and a business owner? Because you can have both. I don't think you have to choose. It's just prioritizing your energy and your focus and creating a plan that allows you to to have the life that you desire. And you can ebb and flow with the needs of your baby. You can also ask for help, and you can also try it. So that's the thing. I had a lot of anxiety about leaving Ocean for my first training, or worries about breast milk. I had all these anxieties. And my sister said something to me that was super helpful. She said, just test it out. You don't have to commit to something for forever when it's not working. But you only know if you can do it by moving through it, by moving into it. So I'm just so grateful that I'm on this journey and that I'm allowing myself to observe these old patterns of proving my worth through what I do, because that's just not true. You're worthy because you literally exist. I'm worthy because I literally exist. And you get to create whatever life, even if that means scaling down, moving out of a giant house and into something smaller just to be able to be more present with your kids. I think it's so interesting sometimes when parents say, and I'm not shaming or judging, I think it's interesting to observe. A lot of people think that their kids are the focus of what they do. But when 90% of their time is away from their kids because they feel obligated to live their life according to external standards, is it really your kids, And there's going to be probably some people that don't agree with what I just said, but really and truly, if your kids are the focus of your business, create a life around that. Don't create a business and create a life that takes you away from them more than when you're with them. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's okay. I don't think our kids care as much about the toys and the extravagant life that you're providing them if you are away from them 90% of the time than they do about us being with them moment to moment. That's how we teach them, and that's how we give to them, is literally our presence and being present with them. And yeah, this is my message coming to you today. So if you got something from this, please put it in the comments section. This is just coming to you real and raw, and share. And I love you guys. See you soon.